right, so we're back at today's struggle. Got my next guest here, Mr. Mario. Uh, Wanted to talk from his perspective. Today we got him here as a father. Been a father for years now. How about 17 years now you've been a dad, man? How old is he? 18 years now. And been a husband for how many years now? About 10?
Uh,
Well, I got you on the spot.
six, six going on, yeah, about six going on seven.
6 going on 7. All right, so we're gonna hear today from the perspective on the married man with the family. All right, so I got 21 questions to speak from your truth, and you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. So just to start off, I know we mentioned already you're a family man and married man, but just who are you personally to yourself? How do you see yourself internally?
And I see myself as me. I'm Mario, Rio. Well, my wife call me Rue. You know what I'm saying? Everybody call me Rue, but I'm a man. You know what I'm saying? I'm a man, a father, and that's just who I am. Hard worker.
Yeah,
And a husband. You know what I mean? Not just family man, all that. So
yeah.
that's just my life. You know what I mean? It's just who I am.
You feel like that's where most of your value is, as far as your highest value is being a family man and married man.
Um, Somewhat. I mean, but I'm also a chef, a cook. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
busting those wings out.
Yeah. I'm the wing king. The lead daddy. The whole East Coast. That's me. But yeah, that's one of my top things. Who I am too. You know what I mean? That's my passion right there. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Whatever. So besides that, family man. Yeah.
Shout out your business real quick.
Real Southern style and more. You know what I'm saying? I do it all. You know what I'm saying? I cater. You know what I'm saying? If need be. You know what I'm saying? As far as like fried wings, that's me.
They hit you up on you got a website or
Man, I got
phone number.
Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Mario Wiltshire. You know what I'm saying? Phone number 910-489-2536. You know what I mean? Hey.
All right, y'all heard it. Put y'all orders in, man. Great food, great food. All right, so how do you view mental health in relation to the black community? Do you feel like we're in a good place or a bad place?
Mental health. When you say good place and bad place, explain what do you mean?
Like, do you feel like as a community we are where we at? Where we at is a good spot as far as education, awareness, treating our mental health, teaching our children.
I got you. So I feel like a lot of people don't treat their mental health. A lot of people don't, and we are in a good spot to get help. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't treat their mental health because they think, oh, ain't nothing wrong with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm good or whatever. Sometimes you do need somebody to talk to, and you do need to get help. You know what I'm saying? Because mental health is real.
Yeah.
So you don't never think that, oh, you just all right. If you feel something is wrong, get help. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, because I mean, mental health is a serious thing.
The problem that I have with my people is that we wait till the last minute. We wait till we hospitalized, or we wait till we, sometimes incarcerated to get mental health treatment. And it's like, it don't have to be like that. It's as simple as setting up an appointment. Just like if you was setting up an appointment with the doctor,
That's right.
to get something physical done. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. As a person of color, have you ever dealt with depression? And if so, how did you heal from it?
Well, let me start back when I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna say maybe staging over. I don't know if you've heard of staging of depression, but I think the doctor they diagnosed me with that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Sad because I was always used to working. I was work. You know what I'm saying? That was my thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then when that all got taken away from me because my health and foot surgeries and stuff, it kind of put me in a kind of a. And I'm not gonna say super depressed or suicidal, would have put me in a dark place. Like,
Yeah.
dang, you know what I mean? So, I kind of, I don't know. I'm not gonna say I was fully depressed, but I was, I can understand what they were saying about staging. I was there, for a little while because, like I said, everything was just stripped from me. So
Do you feel like a lot of that depression stemmed from you being a married man with a family and you felt like you couldn't support?
yeah,
Well, that's what it was.
yeah, yeah, and even though I had, you know, support from my wife and what I'm saying, my mom's looking out, my brother, what I'm saying, and you know, my broke BA, what I mean, even though I had the support from them, it was just the fact that me not being able to do what I'm so used to doing,
Mm-hmm.
it still kind of, it kind of messed with my head a little bit. So, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Right. I think with most men, when we can't support ourselves or support our loved ones, we're going to go into a sad state. Um, will it always progress to depression? Not always. Some men are different, but I think most men that view themselves as providers and protectors of their family and loved ones most definitely go into a dark place when our income is affected. So,
Yeah.
and how did you heal from that? How did you get back from
Man, honestly, I know I just I had to make it. I don't know. I just had to break out of it. You know what I'm saying?
that?
It just I didn't go, to like see nobody for it, but I just had to tell myself, yo, Rio, yo, you gotta pull yourself back together. You know what I'm saying? You gotta pull yourself back together and a lot. And I used to watch TV or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Watch TV, but at that time, that's when I really, really started watching TV
Mm-hmm.
and watching. That's back when YouTube was jumping with all the movies. I was watching YouTube movies. That's when I really, really, really started liking to watch TV because that's all I could really do at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that kind of helped because I was in a room. I'm in a room, just me and these walls in the room all day watching TV. You know what I'm saying? So it just kind of, I guess I slowly but surely just came out of, feeling down. You know what I'm saying? I guess TV and movies, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that, kind of, and plus, plus my wife was, she was always, telling me, like, look, it's okay, I'm like, man, it ain't okay, man, I'm a provider, she's like, it's okay, I got us, like, don't worry, saying don't stress, you don't need stress, stress kills, and, just slowly but surely I came out of it, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean, so, yeah, big shout out to my wife and my moms, you know what I'm saying, and and anybody who send me positive words and stuff.
Yeah, man. Family support makes a big difference.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, definitely. What do you feel like was the hardest? And it might be what you just talked about, but you let me know. What was the hardest time in your life mentally and emotionally?
My first foot surgery.
The first foot surgery.
Mm-hmm. Because my first foot surgery back in 2016, I was taken out of work. You know, and then me and being taken out of work, and me used to working 50 hours. You know, what I'm saying a week, making making money to provide, and then that getting taken away. So it's just like, dang, what the world? I was out for like a month, but then I went back. I was like, man, I said I can't do this. I gotta go back to work. So I went back to work. Yeah, so I went back to work, and then it had I'm slowly back to work or whatever. But then it happened again. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't I wasn't healing right, and it was a hard time in my life around that time. So yeah, around like 2006, my first foot surgery,
Mm-hmm.
that was like that was like a hard time in my life, and then it just went, just kind of started getting harder and harder until it started getting better.
You feel like you hit rock bottom in that moment, like the darkest period that you ever seen before?
I ain't gonna say rock bottom, but it was close. Yeah, it was close to me. To me, the feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only reason why I ask that, because I feel like a lot of times when we hit rock bottom, that's when we realize, oh shoot, we need help. Uh, yeah, that's when, especially us men, that's when we realize, oh, I'm not Superman anymore. I can't carry all this no more by myself.
Exactly. That's what you said. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you feel as if your parents played a part in your struggles you deal with today?
Explain more.
Like I've talked about in the previous episodes. Growing up in my household, I was given a lot of responsibility at an early age. And then we was also latchkey kids where, you just come home, lock the door, wait for your parents to get home. So, I mean, I was just thinking about today when I was cooking food, man. I've been cooking since I was 8 years old. Most 8 years old today don't know how to cook. Like, yeah. So when you're given a lot of responsibility as a child, you grow up as a perfectionist as an adult. Like you you always grinding, you always trying to do this perfect, this perfect. You have a lot of anxiety. It is because it goes back to you having so many responsibilities on you at an early age that you shouldn't have on you. So that's just my example.
Well, I ain't gonna say, I had so many responsibilities like that. I mean, I did learn how to use the stove and cook a little bit, probably like around like 7, 8. You know what I'm saying? See, when we was coming up, you know what I'm saying, we learned stuff like that early. You know what I'm saying? We learned stuff like that. These kids nowadays, they don't know how to do nothing but pizza rolls and hot pockets and, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oodles and noodles,
But is that a bad thing? That's the way you look at it. Because we say it as a bad thing. But if you really look at it, they're 8, 10 years old. They should know how to work a stove.
I mean, if we knew how to do it, what's the difference in them?
Well, I think because our parents was a little off. Let's be real. They didn't believe in mental health at all. It did not exist. Okay. And they were just like, hey, figure it out, do it yourself. And that's how they did us. And then we grew up and was like, yeah, we ain't like that. And so we said, we told our kids growing like, hey, we're gonna give them some time to be kids.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
now they soft.
Yeah,
and they ignorant, and they
don't know how to do nothing. Right. Like they don't go outside. They don't do nothing but play with phones, stand out. They don't do nothing now. No. So it's wild. I mean, like I said, I think the first thing I learned how to really cook. Of course, we learned how to boil hot dogs, sausages, and stuff like that, and then grilled cheese. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't mind learning how to. I didn't mind learning how to do that stuff. You know what I mean? But no, I mean,
okay. No. So you feel like nothing that your parents did or how they raised you affect the way your mental health is today?
Nah, I wouldn't say that. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah.
Okay. Who is your biggest supporter and how do they impact your life?
Who is my biggest supporter? My biggest supporter. My biggest supporter. My wife. My wife is my biggest supporter. She, like, no matter what I do, and we like that with each other. You know what I'm saying? No matter what I do, she she supports me. She's there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And of course, my mom and my family too. You know what I'm saying? My
Mm-hmm.
family, my family supports. You know what I'm saying? And but like, who's my rock and right there?
Mm-hmm.
My wife. You know what I'm saying? She, I mean, we live together too. So you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
she, might be the supporter, but my mom, my wife, my mom, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Like my bro BA. These are supporters, you know what I'm saying? But my big shout out to China Codes too, my sis, you know what I'm saying? Every day I get support, you know what I'm saying? But my support, my wife, she's at the top of the list, you know what I'm saying? So that's a fact.
You know, whenever I see patients, the most healthy mindset patients that I have, even if they have a mental diagnosis, right,
Mm-hmm.
are the ones that have support in the house.
Yeah.
They have a wife, husband, or a long term partner that helps stabilize their life.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, my most unstable ones are the ones with no support at home or no family support at all. Because I think people don't realize how big support plays a factor. When you're going through a dark time, it's a big factor when you have somebody that loves you unconditionally sitting right there beside you, helping you through it, versus you going through it by yourself because you're single, or you're going through it by yourself because you have a spouse that's not supportive. I mean, some of us have partners in the house and they're not supporting them in the house. So it's a big difference. I see it all the time. The patients that have no support, they see me more frequently. I have to change their meds up more. They have to have more therapy. Versus the ones that have a great supportive partner, spouse in the house, family to go to. They might have their little ups and downs, and even when then they're able to manage it. They'll be like, "Yeah, Kareem, I'm good. I just, and they'll just tell me about it, but they'll be like, I don't need you to change anything. I'm good, because they got that support.
Yeah.
You know. Uh, how has your finances and or neighborhood impacted your mental health in a positive or in a negative way?
Meaning currently or before, like
Just throughout your life, man. I know mine's changed over the years. Like, if you asked me that 10 years ago, I'll probably be like, I'm broke, nigga, I'm struggling. That's how it's affected me. I'm about to slam somebody. Versus now, it's just like, it's hard, but I'll make it. So it just depends on your life.
um let me see. I'm doing okay. I'm not uh I'm not one of those. I ain't one of those fronters. Oh nigga, I got it. I got nah.
Yeah.
I'm okay. I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to I'm just trying to progress in life. You know what I'm saying?
Do you feel like your anxiety or mental health takes a downside when you got to budget more? When you got to rob Peter to pay Paul?
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
Like, I'm more angry. I ain't gonna lie. Like, don't talk to me when I'm broke. Like,
yeah,
I don't want to talk. And I try to be nice, but I'm very irritable.
yeah.
But my money is funny. Like, it
Yeah,
really messes with my mental health.
that's kind of sometimes that's. I mean, that happens to a lot of us. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
When your money funny, you just like, dang man, I'm down to my last $30-something, $40, or $100, whatever. You know what I mean? You just like, dang man, like I don't get
Right.
paid the next week, or
Right.
just like, dang, it can mess with you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It can mess
Right.
with you. It can mess.
And I'm gonna say something. It's gonna sound funny, but it's real. A lot of people out here think they're depressed. No, you just broke.
Just broke. Nah, for
I'm
real.
just real talk. It's real talk. You just broke.
You just
And you don't realize that that's just what it was. until you get more stable financially, where you're not having to always constantly worrying about the next bill coming or gas or eat. When you don't have to worry about that, you realize like, oh man, I wasn't depressed. I was just broke,
I
bro.
see that a lot, because my wife has said it before. She was like, some people are not just, they just, and I've seen some people say that before. They're like, yo, man, a lot of y'all they ain't gonna stress or going through that, because a lot of people, man, you see some people, they be trying to fake mental health, like, oh man, I'm just this and that. Nah, you broke, and you trying to put it off as you, man.
You
Just say,
stress.
yeah, just
You
say.
stress.
We understand that we all
Yes.
went through it, what I'm saying, all have gone through it, what I'm saying. But a lot of people just use that and just be, oh man, I don't want to be here. I don't, man, come on, man, you
Just
broke.
broke.
You broke. Okay.
I bet you if you hit a lick tomorrow, you're gonna want to live.
Hey, you gonna want to live.
You gonna want to
You want to
live.
live. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I shoot. Something. I don't know, man. I can understand what you're saying on that. Because yeah, for sure.
As a married man, how comfortable are you being an open book to your wife and feeling vulnerable?
Very.
Okay.
I'm very comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Well, I mean, I open up to my wife. Before I didn't. I would just keep a lot of stuff to myself. But she used to be like, "Yo, I'm your wife. You know what I'm saying? You can talk to me. Don't hold stuff from me. Woo, 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 woo. You know what I mean? But I'm very comfortable to open up to my wife about basically whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
She makes me feel comfortable. You know what I mean? So
I'm glad you said that because I try to tell men a lot of times, vulnerability is a strength. It's not a weakness.
yeah,
You have to be very strong to trust somebody with what you're thinking and your inner thoughts
yeah,
and your feelings.
yeah,
Like that's a strength. Now, what they do with that information, that's on them.
yeah,
You can't worry about how they're gonna do with it, but the fact that you have the ability to get that off your chest and voice that, it takes a lot of strength. It's not a weakness. What things that worry you the most daily? Like, what's your biggest worry that you think you have waking up?
biggest worry. Hmm. Biggest worry. In these day and ages, going home, I mean, leaving home on a normal day and not coming home.
You know, I get that answer every episode.
Hmm.
I get that answer every time,
That,
and it's a shame that that is a shared fear amongst black people.
yeah,
Leaving home and something happens where you're either not coming back home or you ain't coming back home the same.
yeah, yeah. That's just real. Like, if it ain't nothing else, you know what I'm saying? Cause like I said, I'm I'm a regular guy. Go to work, come home. You know what I'm saying? Or, go do what I got to do. But that's really my only worry is walking out that door at 7 o'clock that morning, but not coming back home.
Mm. And that's not even a normal fear to have. Like if you was to ask a white man or an Asian man that question, I doubt they have that fear.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But not being funny, you know what I'm saying? But you ask them that, like you ask me that. I tell you that my fear. You ask them that, they might say, you know, my, something happened in my stock market, or what I'm saying, like
Yeah.
one of my $1 million stocks is in the negatives now, or what I'm saying, or anything, something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because they really don't have that fear. You know what I'm saying? Like us.
That survival.
Yeah.
No.
And it's not, and like I said, it's not bad for them to feel like that when, you know what I'm saying, because that's just what, you know, it's not bad for them to be like, hey, me going home, you know, leaving out, you know what I'm saying, and then something happened, you know what I'm saying, or my job or something like that or whatever, you know. That's just how they feel. That's cool. But on the other hand, me walking out the door, me not coming back in the door the same, or not coming back at all.
Right.
It's, you know what I mean?
Right. If you could change one thing about your life to make it better, what would you change and why?
My health. I would, if I had to, one thing I would change is, I would say my health, or like if I had the choice, like if I was like, hey man, I'm gonna give you this option to change this about your life, it would probably be either my health or my wealth. It's gonna be one of those.
Okay.
But you know what I'm saying? But if I did change my wealth and I became real wealthy, I could change my health. So 9 times out of 10, I'll probably be like, let me get that money. You know
so health is wealth.
Exactly.
Wealth is health. I think they both directly correlated.
Exactly. So
yeah,
for sure.
Do you feel like, just because you said health, do you feel like when you was younger you just wasn't, you didn't think it was that important, or you wasn't putting too much?
Man, one thing we're not taught, especially in the black community, we're not taught about, hey man, health. We're not taught about eating this way, eating that way. We grow up eating how we eat. You know what I'm saying? We grew up eating how we eat. And we don't think nothing of it. You know what I'm saying? We like, oh man, this is good. You know, that's just how we grew up eating coming up. And we get older, realize, dang, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, but you like, man, I've been eating this way my whole life.
Right. Now you used to eat it.
Yeah, you used to eat
it.
But like something, but like everybody's body ain't the same. Because some people can eat that way and still stay healthy their whole life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Some people can't. That's just, I'm gonna talk about diabetes for a second. Diabetes is a killer, especially in the black community.
Yeah.
It'll tear your body up.
Right up there with hypertension.
You know what I'm saying? Tear your body up. And a lot of people be thinking like, oh, diabetes is hereditary. But they don't really know. Diabetes is not hereditary. Diabetes is a disease you catch. Everybody's body generates insulin. Everybody's body generates insulin. But if your body doesn't generate enough insulin, then you can catch diabetes. People be like, boy, you eat too much sugar, you catch diabetes. Man, you got people that can eat the most craziest, unhealthiest thing and never catch diabetes. But
let me stop you for a second. There's two types.
Yeah.
Right.
Type 1.
Type 1 and type 2.
Type 2.
Now, type 1, you all born that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, because your pancreas.
No, well, you're not born that way, but if you catch it, you know what I'm saying?
Well, you keep saying catching it like it's like the flu or something, nigga. That's what you messing me up.
Yeah.
I'm trying to help you out here.
Yeah. But what I mean is, because like I said, everybody's bodies generate insulin.
Right.
Everybody's body generate insulin.
Right.
So if your body does not generate enough insulin, that's when you catch diabetes.
Yeah, that's type 1 you're talking about.
No, type 1, this is the difference between type 1 and type 2. Type 1, you have to take insulin for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Type 2, you can beat it.
Right.
That's the difference.
But what I'm saying is the reason why you have to take insulin for the rest of your life on type 1 is because your pancreas is damaged. It's not making enough insulin.
Yeah.
Versus type 2, most type 2 is, like you said, is caused by diet. It's what we eat, what we grew up eating, being overweight. drinking Kool-Aid with half a bag of sugar in it. You know what I'm saying?
Your old Kool-Aid.
Word. Drinking syrup Kool-Aid. That's what lead to type 2 diabetes. I just want to clear that up because you kept saying kick. So I'm like,
well, yeah, it's
ain't like the flu, baby.
It's like I said, because some people, some people some people not born with diabetes, but you can catch it like as you you get
exactly.
that's what I mean by catch or whatever. But type 2, like I said, you can manage what you can manage what you.
Yeah, you can get off of insulin in type 2 if you manage it well.
But type 1, they say you basically you got to be insulin dominant forever. You know what I'm saying? But
right. And you're type 1 or type 2?
Honestly, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I don't know. They told me I was type 1.
Yeah.
I went to a specialist in Chapel Hill, and I explained to them about my diabetes history and all that, this and that or whatever. And told them when I was in high school, I said, man, I was off of insulin for like a whole year and some change. I said I ain't had no insulin. I said because back then insulin was so high, it was like $75, $80 for a little bottle, which is like $20 now, like But I mean, man, I couldn't afford it. Just I was like, man, whatever. He was like, wait a minute, you was off of insulin for a whole year and some change. And I said, I lost weight and all that. This and that. Like, yeah, I know that. He said, there's no way in the world you type 1 if you was off insulin that long.
Right.
And I was like, I said, they told me I was type 1. They said, when did you catch diabetes? And I said, when I was like 12. He said, that's probably why they told you that, because you was that young. And I was like, I don't know. So they told me they don't think I was type 1. So I really don't know.
Yeah, type 1s usually can't go without insulin.
Yeah.
They usually have to take it every day. But yeah, it's a sad thing that plagues the black community. Diabetes, hypertension, kidney failure is another one, which is caused by diabetes and hypertension. Yeah, heart attack, high cholesterol.
Yep, high blood pressure.
Yep. It's something we got to start changing in our communities. As a father and husband, do you feel like it's important for a child to have a two-parent household, and why?
It is.
Because you kind of split on both, right? You got your kids in the house with you, with your wife, but then sometimes your oldest kids are in the house with your ex who you have with your two oldest ones. So with those two, you don't have the everyday in the household with them, growing up with them two-parent household. But with your last two, you do. Do you see? So you know what I'm saying? Do you see a difference? Do you feel like it was a difference there?
I did with them because they stayed with me too.
Yeah.
My oldest, they stayed with me. They was with me most of all their life too.
Right.
To do graduated, but he's with stay with his mom now, but Marquis still in the house with me, so
okay.
So yeah, but like I said, it is important for a kid to have a two-parent household. But if the kids are not in the parents are not in the same house, long as you and that other parent can, y'all can agree on things and really get along. If y'all could really
co-parent.
If y'all could co-parent, then everything will be fine. You know what I'm saying? It's just when you can't co-parent, then that's when things really take. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's hard. But if you could co-parent, you good. You know what I'm saying? Me and my ex, we co-parent pretty good. So, we good. But I also have my wife. You know what I'm saying? So they still have that. They still have that two-parent household. You know what I'm saying? Regardless. And plus with my ex, so we co-parent pretty good. So everything turns out pretty, but it don't really turn out like that all the time.
No.
For most people, it don't.
Yeah. Like if like I tell people, if there's somebody lacking as far as the mother's not available or the father's not available, you can definitely see a difference in the development.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying every parent in the household is a good parent, because sometimes a parent in the household could be worse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
But I do know that a child do need both.
Mm-hmm.
It's when you get the children that's only know their mom their whole life, never had a father figure or father, or vice versa. Yeah, you can definitely see the damage that it caused. Like, we try to act like it's no damage, like it's going to be okay. It's. I'm not saying they're going to be messed up, but it's going to be things that they're going to be lacking, that the kid that grew up with a co-parent or parents in a household not going to have to worry about.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the reality of the situation.
For sure.
As a black person in today's society, what do you fear the most?
That we haven't spoke on that already.
Worried about getting home?
Yeah. That's really, you know what I'm saying? And that, and also as far as like me and then my kids. You know what I'm saying? Because I have black kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I try to
4 boys.
4 boys. You know what I'm saying? And I have 4 black young men, 2 of which, you know what I'm saying, one is 18, he's out of high school.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And one is 17. He's more so be out here, you know, he hang with his friends, stuff like that or whatever. And I tell him all the time, like, yo, be cool out here, because it ain't gonna take but one time.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to get in trouble. It's hard to get out of.
Mm-hmm.
So I tell him all the time, hey man, don't be no fool, don't hang with, don't be no fool, just,
and don't act off of impulse.
Exactly.
They get so emotional. These YNs, they get emotional.
Him too.
Yeah, that's what a lot of them are. They get emotional, they act off of impulse, and now you're in prison or you're dead. When I worked in prison, a lot of those young boys, 18, 19, I was in prison, they just emotional kids. They never learned how to control their anger and emotions. They impulsive, and then they get out there, something pop off, and without even thinking, they just go ahead and react.
Yeah.
So that's why I tell them a lot of times, stop and think first. Don't react emotionally.
Sure. Sure.
As a black person in today's society, what do you love the most?
What do I love the most? Family.
Okay.
Family. I would say family. You know,
What do you love the most about being a family man?
Time. You know what I'm saying? Just having a good time, and spending time with my family, and just laughing, joking, eating. That's
Okay. Leading right into my next question. What's more important to you, time or money?
time. Because you can't get time back.
Exactly.
You could lose money and get money back. It's always ways to get money back, but you can't really get time back. You know what I'm saying? Like, trust me, I love money, but time, like, you can't get that back.
Right. It's the most expensive thing ever.
It's time.
Yes. Yes. So don't ever play with it.
Don't ever play with it.
How much do you rely on your spirituality or religion for your mental health needs?
you say rely, you mean like what you mean? How much do I rely?
Like when you was going through your darkest times, did you feel like you needed to pray more? Did you rely on going to church more? Did you read the Bible more?
A lot of just thinking, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just a lot of thinking and kind words, you know.
Cause like I have a lot of patients that I ain't gonna say a lot. I have a few patients that they'll stop their medications or stop, um, you know, therapy or whatever it is, and replace it with spiritual stuff because they feel like the spiritual, methods that they're using is better than medication or is better than therapy.
I would,
So
I mean, I probably would agree with that.
you agree that you would go with spiritual holistic treatments over pharmaceutical treatments?
Um, Depending on the situation.
I'm asking like this: if you was in a depression right now, and a person say you can either go to this highly anointed pastor to lay hands on you, or you can go to this psychiatrist. Which one you gonna go to?
Probably the pastor.
I knew you was gonna say that. That's why I asked you that.
Yeah, probably the pastor.
Power the pastor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, tell me why though.
Um, I mean, one, because I believe in the Lord. I
Mm-hmm.
believe in the Lord. You know, I believe He, if something's really that wrong me like that or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I believe, you know what I'm saying, somebody who's really in that spiritual realm, you know what I'm saying, like somebody who's really with that,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying, pray for me, you know what I'm saying, and I believe the Lord will get me, the Lord can get me through it, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Then that same God gave his knowledge to that psychiatrist and blessed and anointed that psychiatrist and mental health to where is their gift to treat people and help them out of depression and other mental illness. Ain't that the same God that does that? Can't that psychiatrist be just as anointed as that pastor in their calling?
Um, yeah, but it's in a way, yeah, he could, he, he could, but I mean, he could, but if it's sometimes, you know what I'm saying, I'm a probably, I would probably, I don't know. I see what you're saying.
That's just something to think about.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
something
yeah,
to think
yeah, yeah.
about.
Yeah, dang, I see what you're saying.
This is
Because
something to think
because
about.
because when you think about it, yeah, you could go to the pastor. You know, sometimes that's your first. Sometimes that's your first. That's your first option. Sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because a lot of people can reach their pastor faster than they can get in an appointment with a psychiatrist. You're right, yeah.
But let's just say it keeps happening and I need more help.
Right.
Maybe I need a second, maybe I need some more help.
Right.
And I would, you know what I'm saying?
Go to a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
Okay.
I see, yeah.
So, first step, pastor. But if it progresses and you just cannot get what you need from the pastor, then you say you will go to a psychiatrist.
Yeah, because like I said, then he might be like, hey, but you also need to go over here to my other child.
Mm-hmm.
My other child got something for you too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I get it. Yeah, for sure.
I think I want a lot more people of color to think that way.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people of color stop at the church and that's it.
Nah, I ain't opposed. I ain't one of them.
I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that, but God anointed psychiatrists too. They gave them a gift in mental health.
That's a fact.
And a lot of them have a calling on their life to lead people and help them in mental health.
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
you know, if I think of a lot of spiritual people will look at it that way instead of looking at it as just, oh, that's the psychiatrist, and that it has nothing to do with spirituality.
But it does.
But it does, exactly.
Yeah, it does.
And I think that's how a whole lot of more people should start thinking about it more.
Especially a psychiatrist that's really there for you and not just for a paycheck.
Right. Exactly.
Definitely.
Well, a lot of people that work in mental health have to have a passion, because if not, they're going to burn out. Yeah. All right. So, a little fun question I don't like to ask people. People give me different opinions on this one all the time. Is it better to ask for permission or do it than ask for forgiveness? Like, are you going to ask for permission first before you do something that you know it might be a little sketchy, it might be a problem, but all right, let me ask for permission first. Or you like, you know what? I'm just going to do it and then ask for forgiveness.
Better get that permission first,
bro. Okay.
Yes.
You feel like that's 100% every time?
What you mean?
Can you think of any situation where you wouldn't? You just do it?
I mean, not all situations. Some situations you might just have to do it, but if you know it's sketchy, you're like, man, look, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You might need to ask for permission because you don't want no static.
What if it's an emergency situation?
It's an emergency situation and you have to act on it ASAP. If you know you have to act on it ASAP, you know, for the better of what, to make the situation better, then you might just need to act.
Mm-hmm.
But if you know, if it ain't, one of those ASAP situations where you got to act right now, then you might need to think about it first.
I always say it's 50-50. I know in situations you can go either or. I think the younger version of me would have decided more with I'm just going to do it and ask for forgiveness later.
Yeah.
But I think that was because the younger me was scared to communicate and have an effective conversation with somebody.
Yeah.
And so now that I'm older, like I don't mind getting turned down on being told no.
Yeah.
So if you tell me no, it is what it is. At least I ask first. How important is family support to you?
It's real important because to me it's real important because I support my family.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I know, me and you know how we do in our family. You know what I'm saying? We support, like we rock with each other. So like,
mm-hmm.
I support. So family support is real important. It's always, but when you got a family that does support you and y'all all, rock with each other,
Mm-hmm.
then it's easy. But family support is really important.
Do you feel like you always have that support with you, or do you feel like there was times where you're like looking around and you didn't feel like you got it the most?
No, I mean, most of the time, the family is, pretty supportive.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So.
Have you ever felt that racism or discrimination played a part in causing a problem in your life, financially or your housing, physical, mental health?
Well, me being a black man, period, you know what I'm saying? I guess sometimes you just walking out the door, you just expect
Mm-hmm.
and you just expect to, run into something racist or somebody, saying something or doing something. You just expect it. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And it shouldn't be like that, but you just expect it. You like, man, well, what today or what now? Who gonna say this? Who gonna say that? You know what I mean? I see a lot of dumb stuff on Facebook. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like with a lot of whites. They just, matter of fact, sometimes you might be in one of them groups like ghetto fights or anything. Just anything. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? At any time, I'll give you an example. Anytime it's a black person doing something, anytime it's a black person doing something, you got 100 whites saying, you know, little stupid remarks. Oh, yeah, the same type of people. Oh, look at these monkeys. Or, you know what I'm saying? Just
And this is
any,
online you talking about.
yeah, just
Like
any,
when you playing a game or something?
nah, just any Facebook,
Yeah.
Instagram, anything. I see it all the time. You know what I'm saying? They just say little slick stuff, but then when it's a white person doing something, you don't see nobody saying anything.
Mm-hmm.
They doing the same thing the black person was doing in the same group,
Mm-hmm.
same type of video. You don't see nobody. You don't see no white people saying anything negative when their kind are doing the same thing that the black person is doing.
Mm-hmm.
So only thing you see is the black people saying, "Oh, dang, where's all the comments of, oh, look at these people, look at these monkeys." You're like, yeah, where's all those comments at?
Mm-hmm.
Where y'all at now? Like what, you know? But that I see that all the time. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like me, like out in the world, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't really have a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
being around like racist people because like not too many racist. I mean, everybody like seems pretty cool. I mean, I work around white people, be around white people. Like I don't, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I've experienced racism before. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? But it's just more so of like just in the streets and police calling me boy and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like my name is not boy. You better go on, boy. Like stuff like that.
Yeah.
But other than that.
Okay. So basically, in real life, seem like the expectation is there, but it doesn't come as much as versus when you see it online.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think a healthy diet and exercise contributes to your mental health, and why?
If you wanted to.
What you mean if you wanted to?
I mean, if you got a regular routine for that, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
but some people just ain't with it. And they just like, man, look, hey man, I want this steak, I
Right.
want this fry. I'm gonna eat like, but a healthy eating and working out, it can help you.
Just you do feel like they're correlated as far
Yeah,
as physical health and mental health.
yeah, it can help you.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree too.
yeah,
I agree. They say that a person that exercises as well as treat their mental health with therapy or medication have better outcomes than any person that just, eat what they want, sit around, don't exercise, stuff like that.
yeah.
Your body needs that movement, get those, get that pulse going, get those hormones working, fluctuating. Um, yeah, definitely linked.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely linked. Who's the most influential person in your life growing up?
In my life,
Mm-hmm.
my mom,
Your mom. How?
because she never stopped, regardless of what. She just she never stopped. She never
Mm-hmm.
stopped, regardless of how hard it got. She never stopped taking care of us. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And she never stopped.
The black woman, man, they stay on their grind,
Mm-hmm.
no matter what. Last question. What are your hopes for the black and brown community?
Doubt it ever happened, but just wish we could all get treated equally like we're supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because we shouldn't be getting, and it's not like it's even hidden how we get treated. It's
Mm-hmm.
not hidden. It's right there in our faces. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Right there in our faces. And that's my thing. I just really wish that we would get treated, equally. They say, oh, we all treat equal, but we're not, and we know that we're not treated equally. Maybe the richer blacks are,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying, because they're rich, but we should just be getting shot in the street like dogs, and you know what I'm saying, like just because of color of skin, equal. I just wish everybody got treated equally. There was no more racism, all that just stop. That's just equality to me. That's what I wish.
All right. Well, there you go, people. That's a wrap. Thank you for listening.